Hey, say good morning.
Good morning.
Say good morning to Cecil because you're wearing his t-shirt. Aw, what's the back look like?
I know, it got holes in it.
You got holes in it from a knife fight. In a car. And I had the knife. No, it was your knife.
It was my knife.
That I tried to stab you with.
But you got your hand caught up in my t-shirt. I took the hole in it.
Yeah, that was all a train wreck. Good fight though. So we rolled through Mexican Hat yesterday. Here. So as I started to say, we rolled through Mexican Hat yesterday, and the hotels were looking pretty bleak. So we're like, well, shit, maybe Mexican Hat isn't a good place to stop. Maybe we'll just have to drive all the way back down to home. And come around bend right before crossing the river into the Navajo Nation. That river, by the way. We see this old place, looks turn of the last century-ish. So we figure, well, let's just check that out. Turns out to be absolutely kick-ass and is literally right before the bridge. You either go straight into this place or you turn and go across the bridge onto the Navajo Nation. Kick-ass place, built in 1908.
Somewhere around there.
Cool rooms, oldish, about what you'd expect for 110 years old, but still nice. Very kick-ass place. Cool little steakhouse built in to the property. So we stayed here. Now we're just kind of checking out the maps for.
Has nice little patios along the riverbank up here.
Oh, that's right.
So that you can sit out. Nice patio.
Big old patio up on the second floor overlooking the river. Decent bunch of folks staying here. That always helps. That's one of the things I look for when I'm rolling through a hotel to see if I like it. Mostly Europeans. I heard a lot of German spoke in the restaurant last night. In the lobby, something that sounded maybe like French. That was too fast, too quick. Pinpoint it. Now we're trying to figure out where we're going today. This looks like. See if that won't blow away. Hand me that coffee. Let's see, Tucson. Now if we get to Tucson, we've gone too far. Nothing to see in Tucson anyway. But up in the northern bits. So here's Kayenta.
Monument Valley today?
Monument Valley is right here, right on the border. Yeah, we're going to Monument Valley today for sure. As touristy as it is, it's pretty bitchin', and neither of us. Well, no, I haven't. You have.
I have.
Been through Monument Valley. I have not. After that, though, was Kayenta where we stopped on the motorcycle trip?
Yes.
With the Burger King?
Yes.
Yeah, Kayenta, apparently the Burger King is also the home of the largest collection of Navajo code talker memorabilia. How a Burger King becomes a museum of that kind of importance, I don't know, but welcome to the Southwest. I don't think south of there's anything we really need to worry about.
Canyon de Chelly, but I don't know if that's...
Well, that's going to be way off of our
Yeah.
And you really don't do or see much of Canyon de Chelly unless you go in with a guide and you kind of got a plan for an overnight and that. So we'll probably just Monument Valley and then just run straight across the Navajo Nation southward to I-40, and then from there we're going home. Yeah, that's it. Cut. Apparently we're on the Navajo reservation. Apparently Dragon Lady thinks it's racist if I refer to the separation as...
Oh, look at the donkeys.
No little donkeys. If I refer to the difference, there's the Navajo Nation and there's the United States. Apparently that's racist. Look at this guy. That is no way to go through life. Watch for pedestrians. So this is a little stretch of highway where, look out everybody, coming through.
Oh, that's why, right in the middle of the road. Up ahead.
Yeah. So we get, oh, they're running off. Just wondering what kind of points we get for that. Fuck up my front bumper, running dead.
You were in the room above us.
We are in tourist land. That wasn't the lady we were talking to last night.
No, they were next door.
Okay. Yeah, this is that hunk of highway that all the famous pictures get made of. Like, I think it started with, in the 60s, that VW Beetle ad. Showed a little VW Beetle in the middle of goddamn nowhere. Driving out that way. So that's kind of cool. We're famous now. So I was just thinking, it's a very different feel, the way the Navajos, or really any of the Indian tribes, run big tourist attractions. I kind of really like it, because it's a lot more raw. They pretty much just say, here's our stuff. You can come and look at it. Don't fuck it up or we'll fuck you up. I think. I don't know. They didn't make any threats, but you generally always get that feel of just like respect their stuff. Like it's very bad to not. As opposed to federal stuff, I mean, they make it nice, the parks and things, but it's just always so sterile and paved, and I don't know. I just prefer this. We're going very slow behind the guide. But anyway, that was my point. That what I was with that tongue-tied. That's what I was just sort of reflecting on for a second. That I prefer their way of letting you come and see their stuff. We just left Monument Valley and we just got into our first rain of the entire trip. The truck has been covered in beautiful trail crud, trail dirt, dust, mud, and it's all getting rinsed off. It's good because some of what's getting rinsed off is Colorado. We got into one of those roads that oiled with French fry oil. And that stuff tends to be a little salty too. I don't want that on the truck for long. So the longer this rain and the harder this rain, the better. But yeah, we've been amazingly lucky that we haven't hit any rain this entire trip until just now. They tried to sprinkle on us a tiny bit in Monument Valley. So anyway, now we're heading south through the Navajo Nation. We'll pop out on I-40 and take the Holbrook route back home. I forgot what else I was going to say.
You have to be on the 40 because you got to stop the dinosaurs.
Well, we got to stop the dinosaurs. That's 3 years in a row. That's like an annual stop for us now. Might even be able to do that next year too. That'll be 4 in a row. Although we have different plans. This is the second year in a row we wound up in Denver for our summer vacation. Next year we're considering doing Continental Divide again, or we might do the Trans-America Trail, or the Great Western Loop, or I don't know, we're kind of leaving that open. But what we do know is that we're doing a long 3 or 4 week trip next year, and that we're doing it in the trunk. That's as far as we've planned out so far. Although the way we're leaning right now is to do Continental Divide again. Kind of feels like it wouldn't be too much of a repeat that we did it on the bikes before and we'd be doing it in the truck this time. It's like being in the truck is a whole different experience, even if it's the same route. So yeah, Monument Valley was pretty awesome. The tourists weren't too bad until we got into the visitor center, and then it was just a sea of tourists. And everything that comes with that. Got to muck. Craig will like that. Got to muck some dude that appeared to be eyeing Regina's pockets while she was some skeevy looking mank dude was like focused heavily on her waistline pocket area. Like a pickpockety looking sort of dude, although what he was doing way the hell out there, I don't know. He looked like every bum on a freeway ramp in Phoenix holding out a sign. But yeah, I kind of caught that, saw where his focus was, and that he sort of took a little step right in that direction towards her, and I stepped right in between. He looked at me with sort of a look of surprise, saw me looking him right in the eyes, and he just kind of looked down and turned away and went elsewhere. Cool. Too bad if he's getting into somebody else's shit, but he didn't get into ours. So, otherwise, that's... I don't know how somebody like that gets all the way out to Monument Valley, but they're everywhere the tourists gather, apparently. Probably find some halfway up the mountain in Nepal, too.
Maybe he came from here. Corrections.
Maybe, yeah. There's a prison we're driving by. Freshly released, he's like, well, I'm going to hitch my way up to Monument Valley and grab some traveling money to get to Vegas. So yeah, our next thing we got to do right now is get some gas. Next video, if we make another one, will involve something that makes talking in the truck a little easier, because most of our conversations are kind of, we need to go to 191, yeah. But first I'm going to go to that gas station. Yeah, so we're kind of figuring this out, this being the first time we've done, other than just cursory, pointless video, kind of running our story of our trip on a video. And we're realizing there's all kinds of other ways to do that much, much better, and we'll probably come up with more ideas once we get into post-production. All the editing and all that. Start seeing some gaps, and ooh, wouldn't it be cool if we had this, and remember to be able to do that next time. Anyway, stopping talking now because I'm just pulling into a gas pump. I'll pump my gas. Navajo gas. What kind of prices we get here? Cheaper than American gas. So yeah, we're pretty much done. We're about 20 minutes from home. Pretty fun week and a half total. We were up in Denver for a ShivWorks class with our good friend Craig Douglas, the Vehicle Combatives and Shooting Tactics class. Did I get that right? VCAST. Really good time. If you don't know what it is, check it out. If you don't know what the ShivWorks classes are, check it out. Anyway, so we did that. We took a couple of days to get to Denver, coming out of the Phoenix area. Ran that class for 3 days, have some friends in Denver. Spent a great, some of those friends were in the class as well. Had some great time with them. Took a day after the class with another couple friends who couldn't make it to the class in the Denver area. Had a wonderful barbecue. Then we just kind of hit the trail for what has now been 5 days after that, starting back on Tuesday. Today is Saturday. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. We're almost home. So yeah, we just wandered all over the damn place. Not much of a plan. It was semi-aimless rambling to where before we left Denver, we had a rough idea in the middle of the Rockies where we wanted to go. Once we got to there, we looked at the maps and had a rough idea into Utah where we wanted to go. The only thing we knew before we ever even left the house was that we wanted to do, and they're right next door to each other in Utah, we wanted to do Devil's Backbone, Hell's Backbone, and we wanted to do the Burr Trail. The Burr Trail switchbacks. So other than that, so coming out of Colorado, we didn't know how we were going to get out of Colorado, but we knew we needed to get to there. We also knew from looking at the maps before we left Phoenix, we kind of got to go around the Green River. We weren't sure which way we were going to go. We decided the night before we got into Utah that we would go, or even the day of getting out of Colorado, decided to head towards Moab, take that northern way around via Interstate 70 and then down through that Capitol Reef area, and holy crap, that was awesome. Then onto those two trails, and then at the end of that, it was kind of like, well, there's all this stuff going down into the Navajo area that we can see. What do we want to see? And we decided on Valley of the Gods and the Monument Valley, the Valley of the Monuments. Both were just absolutely stunning. I wouldn't say one was better than the other. I do like the Valley of the Gods was damn near empty. It's well off the beaten path, and there was not a lot of tourism out there, as opposed to Monument Valley, which was nothing but tourists full of buses from all over the world, in little packs of 30 to 50. Tour bus rolling along, blasting Japanese out the loudspeaker. Tour bus rolling along, blasting French out the loudspeaker for everybody. Kind of riding around there like safari wagons. Everybody's riding open air, getting all dusty. Giant packs of Chinese. The funny thing is, all the Asians all have their little masks on. I think that's kind of hilarious. The Chinese and the Japanese alike. Which can't hurt there. It's awfully dusty, and you're just out in an open vehicle on a dusty, dry dirt road. So anyway, then once we were officially in Arizona proper, nothing but rain the whole way until we dropped down 87, which is kind of funky considering in Arizona, living in the Phoenix area, we haven't seen rain in 5 or 6 months. So now that we're back in town, or back in the state, it's been nothing but rain, and it's been the only rain for our entire trip.
Which is good.
Yeah, which is good. But now that we're down off the Mogollon Rim and out of the Matazal Mountains back into the valley, no rain at all. A little bit overcast in the skies. So what we saw a little bit on the internet while we were away is that monsoon has started. So we thought maybe the rain we were in would just follow that right into a monsoon storm. But it's been a pretty awesome trip. Our first time of doing a video like this. I'm just all kind of crap. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making a shitty video. Dragon Lady's just kind of like, don't point that camera at me, and when you do, I ain't saying shit. But anyway, that's us. Maybe I'll make another video shortly with some of our background, because we're not exactly new to this overlanding thing. Been around a little bit, and it's been an odd kind of ride, and kind of had a lot of have formed a lot of opinions about what the overlanding industry has become, and what it's all about. It's kind of a funky thing, so I'm probably going to piss off half the people that see this video. Call them names, they'll see me at Overland Expo. You're that guy, you're a dick. Yeah, I am. It is what it is. Anyway, any last words for this trip?
It's
Adam?
nice. It was
Dragon
fun.
Lady?
Not having an itinerary is different. Just going.
Oh, also, I don't want a bunch of bullshit from people who aren't terribly familiar with us about why I refer to my half-Japanese wife as the Dragon Lady. That's a nickname that a very good friend of ours gave her, and she likes it, and it's stuck. So, if you don't like it, send emails, write your congressman, do something important about it, whatever you do. I think that's it. What were you saying? Sorry, I got Okay then, that's it for this trip. Dragon Lady and Jim out.